Good evening. My name is Max Tan Yan Lin and welcome to CNN. Our top story tonight, the 1MDB scandals. The One Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB, is a state-owned investment fund in Malaysia that has been at the center of one of the biggest financial scandals in recent history. Investigations revealed that around $4.5 billion from the fund went missing, and the money was allegedly used for personal expenses, luxury real estates, and even funding Hollywood films. The scandal revolves around allegations regarding misappropriations of funds, corruptions, and financial irregularities involving high-profile individuals, including former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak. Investigations revealed that around $4.5 billion from the fund were missing, and the money was allegedly used for personal expenses, luxury real estates, and even funding Hollywood films. The 1MDB scandals has reverberated globally, leading to investigations in several countries, including the United States, Switzerland, and Singapore. Authorities in these nations have taken legal actions against individuals and entities involved, uncovering a web of financial transactions that span the globe. In 2019, former Prime Minister Najib Razak faced multiple charges related to the scandals, including money laundering and abuse of power. He has consistently denied any wrongdoing, claiming that the charges are politically motivated. The impact of the 1MDB scandals goes beyond legal ramifications. It has sparked public outrage, led to political upheaval in Malaysia, and raised questions about the governance of state fund. As the investigation continues and court proceeding unfolds, the 1MDB scandals remains a significant chapter in the fight against corruptions and financial misconduct. We will keep you updated on any development on the ongoing saga. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for more updates on these stories and other news here on CNN.
Hi everyone, welcome to our podcast. My name is Brian. Today I'll be with Sean and Vincent, peeling back the layers of a scandal that made headlines worldwide. It shook up the financial scene and exposed a whole lot of misuse of public money. Yes, we're talking about 1MDB, a scandal that is something like out of a movie.
So for those who are listening about the 1MDB schedule for the first time, can you guys go a brief description of this issue to our audience? And thank you guys for sharing the story about 1MDB to us. And we all know that 1MDB is about the corporation and bribery in Malaysia. According to the New Straits Times, the type of corporations that 1MDB faces is a bribery and money laundering conspiracy.
I agree. Corruption involves the misuse of tax revenues and bribes, generating large amounts of illegal funds. This in turn creates an environment conducive to money laundering. Those engaged in corrupt activities can easily launder money through bribes while evading various forms of controls and sanctions.
Yes, true, however, I believe trust is also involved in dealing with the government. 1MDB has caused trust issues amongst the government and citizens. What do you guys think about trust amongst the government?
I think this schedule really shook at the first of a lot of Malaysians. Like, we're doing a part of paying tax, but then we are left with wondering and if it's all going where it should be or into someone's pocket. I believe that the real issue is that some state corporation and the lack of oversight in managing public finances.
The new government pledged reforms emphasizing anti-corruption measures and strengthening institutions to prevent future occurrences of similar scandals.
I read an article on the scandal and the impact it had on Malaysia. There was an economic fallout in Malaysia, and soon after, Malaysia led on to having $12 billion in debt just due to 1MDB liabilities.
That's a crazy number, like a mountain of money to climb. And it's not just about the money, it's the whole imagined thing to Malaysia. And Malaysia used this to be the cool place for investment, but now it's taking a hit. Less foreigners investments come in, and it definitely is not good news for Malaysia.
Yes, I can feel the impact had not on Malaysians, and what they standing to lose. The impact is so detrimental that it had affected other countries, such as 1MDB's huge money and power scandal involves Chinese companies, including 2 natural gas pipeline projects and a railway project. 2 of the natural gas pipeline projects are worth up to $2.3 billion US.
Yeah, I agree with that. We all affect at some point, whether in Malaysia or not. So what agile principles of guidelines do you guys think that should govern the conduct of individual involved, like 1MDB?
I think the MACC in Malaysia needs to be tighter in watching funds by the government and how they are managed, so this scenario will not ever happen again. I believe they can be enforcing larger fines and jail time to those suspected of corruption within the government.
Extend the prison term for corruption crimes if the circumstances are serious. Like China, the death penalty can be imposed if the amount of corruption is higher or the impact is serious.
True, I believe a stricter punishment in Malaysia is needed to prevent this from ever happening again. But we can take us for example so we can learn and improve and treat those in government fairly as like increasing capacity building, increasing through expert training and provide guidance to our staff. What lessons do you guys think they can be drawn from the 1MDB scandal?
I believe that the people should know that the price to pay for corruption is very high, and that the government and the financial industry must act in a fair, just, and open manner.
Well, in my opinion, I think that the government must boost the transparency, making sure that every financial move is critical, clear to the public, and so that we can prevent the problem of corruption.
In this scandal, I think Malaysia must have a strong oversight and checks their balances to prevent corruption and to ensure that public funds are used for their intended purposes. Thank you all for listening to our podcast.